It's Wellness Nerd Out time! How you guys doing today? Happy Wellness Nerd Out time, you guys. And today we are going to be talking about the difference in taking different level metabolic pathway intermediates. And what we mean by that is, do we generally want to supplement with the first step in a pathway or the last step in a pathway, to start at the most extreme example, right? Well, generally we don't like to, just give the last step of the pathway, right? Because then maybe our body will start to produce less of it if it is given it all the time. But if we were to give a precursor way upstream, right, then maybe, the body will still naturally produce good amounts of what we are aiming to produce, as that is just a precursor, and the body doesn't necessarily have to use it to produce our end product. If we already have enough end product, it can use it for other purposes, because there are so many different pathways containing the same intermediate, right? It branches into generally many different pathways, and I would like to supplement that with a couple of examples here. So thank you guys for tuning in. We'll get to you in a second here. So when we talk about one good example, well, we have phenylalanine versus tyrosine. And when we talk about L-phenylalanine and L-tyrosine, both being amino acids, of course, they are involved in our metabolic pathway towards dopamine and epinephrine production. And it goes from first to last step: phenylalanine, tyrosine, levodopa or L-dopa, dopamine, norepinephrine, epinephrine, or adrenaline, right? And so, what would be better to take? Let's even go earlier in the pathway here. Tyrosine or phenylalanine, if our goal is to say, produce more dopamine, right? So, when we talk about immediate needs, when we talk about pathology and something like Parkinson's, right? Well, they will typically give patients levodopa itself, the direct precursor. Now, that's if there's pathology and you need the closest thing to producing that dopamine, right? And so, this is not the case for the vast majority of people that just want to supplement with amino acids, for example, to live healthier lives, to fulfill general functions in the body, and maybe to produce more dopamine, right? Which both phenylalanine and tyrosine could eventually be converted into after becoming L-dopa, right? And so, aside from that, we should say, even if you were looking for straight L-dopa, well, Puriens has L-dopa or levodopa, right? And also has carbidopa, which enhances the effects of levodopa. So Puriens is a great thing as well, potentially for Parkinson's patients. There is actually a decent amount of research and human clinical trials done on Puriens and its effects on Parkinson's disease, right? But today we're talking about the average person. We just like to take our supplements in the morning. We like to just be healthier, right? And maybe we're looking for improved mood, right? And something like that. We're looking for some benefits that we can get from potential dopamine production. And so what do we take? Again, we're back. Tyrosine or phenylalanine. Well, let's first kind of break down, both of them. So when we have tyrosine, is that an essential amino acid, meaning we have to get it from the diet, or does our body naturally produce tyrosine? Well, it naturally produces it. It is a non-essential amino acid. Now, what about phenylalanine? Phenylalanine is an essential amino acid, meaning we have to get it from the diet, right, or supplementation. But we always go diet first over supplementation, people. We know that's a golden rule here at When Wellness, even though we talk about supplements a lot, right? We want to definitely always make sure that is well understood, right? Now, as it is essential, phenylalanine, and it's the first step in the pathway, generally, now we can produce tyrosine from phenylalanine, right? And the body naturally will do this for us. right? So if we take phenylalanine, it could do that. It could do other things with the phenylalanine, of course, but we're just talking about this one specific pathway on our way to dopamine and eventually epinephrine potentially, right, today. And so in this sense, it seems like a good idea to take phenylalanine, especially, one, it's number one in the pathway, and two, it is an essential amino acid, right? So definitely seems like it would make more sense here. Now, what's another example of, now I should say, there's studies out there showing people that take tyrosine, they supplement with tyrosine, they have improved mood, they feel great, so, it's really a judgment call here. But again, I think the take-home principle here is give your body the natural, the natural constituents of a pathway earliest on, so that it can do with them what it wants. And honestly, the less predetermined that it is, maybe the better, because it's more of a natural thing to let the body do its work, right? We don't want to interfere with it. We just want to give it the tools to do what it will do. All right, and maybe if you're in the gym and you're pumping iron and you're going nuts, maybe you will use that to eventually convert it into adrenaline, right? Maybe we'll go past dopamine, norepinephrine, and adrenaline. So who knows? We'll let the body decide that. Now, another good example is when we talk about our L-citrulline, L-arginine, nitric oxide pathway. And what does nitric oxide do? Well, it promotes vasodilation, improved cardiovascular health, and blood flow in general, delivering blood, oxygen, and nutrients to our tissues, right, to promote their better functioning, right, along with improving cerebral blood flow to serve a nootropic, or we could say a cognitive enhancing effect in this sense, right? And so if we want our nitric oxide, do we take arginine or citrulline? Well, arginine is not essential. Neither of them are essential here, so that is interesting. It's different than our last conversation about phenylalanine and tyrosine. When we talk about arginine, it is conditionally essential, right? Meaning our body makes some of it, but if we don't have enough, we might need to get some more from the diet or supplementation, right? But citrulline is, straight up non-essential amino acid. We're like, wait, our body makes it. Why would we take that? Listen, if we're looking to boost, now if you want citrulline from a natural source, I think watermelon is among top the table natural food sources containing L-citrulline. Fun fact. All right, but so it tastes great and it improves blood flow. But when we talk about L-citrulline here, well, it is the first step in the pathway. So yeah, that seems like a good thing based on our conversation here, right? But L-citrulline also has what's called a lower first pass metabolism, or a lower first pass intake, or first pass effect, we could say, than arginine. All right? And again, both are precursors to nitric oxide. So what does it mean to have a lower first pass intake or metabolism? Well, it means that less is degraded before it gets to our tissues and can have its effect on those tissues. All right? And so actually taking the same amount of citrulline and arginine shown in studies, arginine, it has a higher first pass metabolism, so more of it is broken down before it will reach the tissues. Not to mention that arginine promotes the production of the enzyme arginase, which breaks down arginine. So it seems a little counterintuitive to supplement with arginine over citrulline for the purpose of producing more nitric oxide. We go citrulline, right? It definitely seems like a better choice here. And, regardless really of why, aside from, first pass intake as we're talking about it, right? It's just important to get here. Whether you're going to remember anything or not, you don't need to memorize anything, just understanding the fact that doesn't it make so much sense that generally it bodes well to take the first step in a pathway for promoting the production of things, right? And so that's the message today. Pretty simple, pretty cool, I think. And let's see what kind of cool cats we got on here today. If you enjoyed this video, please, like it, leave a comment below. Also, if you have any questions or any personal experiences with any of the aforementioned supplements, aka amino acids, please leave a comment below and share with us your experience, because I would love to hear something like that, right? And having said that, let's again go over a quick summary here, all right, before we get out of here. So we said it's generally better to take the first step in a pathway of metabolic pathway, right? And we talk about citrulline, arginine, nitric oxide. Generally, it bodes well to take citrulline over arginine, as citrulline has a lower first pass intake, meaning that less citrulline gets degraded before it reaches the tissues and has its effect. All right. And when we talk about the pathway of phenylalanine to tyrosine to L-DOPA, aka levodopa, to dopamine, to noradrenaline or norepinephrine, to epinephrine, aka adrenaline, well, it makes sense that maybe it would be better to supplement with phenylalanine over tyrosine, even though both are early in the pathway, because phenylalanine is an essential amino acid, meaning we have to get it from the diet. Our body does not endogenously produce it. So now let's see who we got on here. And again, leave a comment below if you have any questions. Share your personal experiences and like or share this video if you thought that it was useful to you. All right, so I should say that. All right, who do we got here? Nadia, what's up, girl? Always gonna keep it coming, you know that. Dylan Clay, how you doing, baby? I hope you had a good birthday yesterday, brother. I love you, man. Alexa, what's going on? Katie Igno, how you doing? Parker, what's up, homie? How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Hope Miami's treating you fantastic. The past 3 days I've said hi to someone in Miami. That's actually really funny. I just realized that. You're all probably enjoying it. How could you not? And Mets fan, yay. Yeah, how you doing? I'm sure Parker likes that. He's a Mets fan. Have a great rest of your night. We'll see you tomorrow, guys. And happy, happy, happy When Wellness. Have a great night. Thank you.